live for the people.
What's up, crew? Back at it again. I'm excited for this one, man. Let's make sure we're live here. Double check. I think we should be. We should be good. See?
Check it out. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're good?
I see my mug on my Facebook.
Perfect. Let's go. Let's see here. Make sure. Cool. We'll give it another 30 seconds or so. Let some people jump on. So many people are on here right now. Got 3 viewers. Let's get some more people. Let's go. If you guys are watching this live, you know what to do. Drop a comment. Give me a hashtag live. Let's do it.
What's going on, Brian?
What's up, everybody? We got 7 people on. I'm going to give it another 30 seconds or a minute. Let more people jump on. So it says comment from Facebook on here, which is weird. I think I'm going to have to follow the comments on Facebook. What up, Mr. Oscar Miller? What's up, homie?
Hey. What are you talking about?
The famous line, man. You know these Canadians, bro.
What are you talking about?
Oh, don't start. It's almost borderline like Irish, you know?
It is.
It's like, what are you talking about? Type of shit. Hakeem, what's up? What's up? More. We got 13 people on. Let's get more. Y'all need to hear this today. This is important stuff. I want to see some comments coming in. If you guys are watching this live, I want you to comment right down below. Give me a hashtag live. Come on now. This is going to be fun, guys. This is Mr. Jared Warwick. He's one of our most successful clients here at Agency Hypergrowth. And, dude, you've seen some pretty crazy growth over the past, I don't even think it's been 2 months, man. It's been, what, a month and a half, max?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, bro.
Basically, yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah, it's been about a month.
It's been pretty crazy.
Yep. So, guys, we're going to dive into Jared's results working with Brian and I at Agency Hypergrowth and where he was able to get his agency to, where it's at now, what he's got going on, what he's working on. And we'll talk about, some good stuff, where he was at before, and we'll get into it, get rocking and rolling. Yep, Brian said, bro, Jared was so stubborn at first. We're going to talk about that. This dude didn't want to join for the life of him. Kept putting me off. He's like, dude, I'm not joining your mother effing program. Screw you. You ain't taking my money. But it's
maybe if Brian wasn't such a freaking genie.
Oh, that's true, man. Brian's pretty good. It's pretty damn good. Matthew, what's going on, brother? Troy, what's up, man? Lorraine, how's it going? If you guys are watching this, again, one more time, you know what to do. Drop a comment. Give me a hashtag live in the comments. Cool. Let's get rocking and rolling. So, again, guys, talking with Mr. Jared Warwick. He is one of our most successful and one of our more recent clients in Agency Hypergrowth, who recently, over the past about a month and a half working with us, hasn't even been 2 months, has completely transformed his agency. But I'm not going to talk anymore that much. I'm just going to let Mr. Jared take it away. And, yeah, dude, the mic is yours. Just tell us your story. Talk a little bit about how you got started and where you were at before working with the 2 crazy mother suckers you're talking to now.
Cool, man. So, yeah, I mean, before I decided to join, I was kind of just plucking along. I've had my agency for about 9 months now, and just plucking along, doing a lot of what Sebastian was talking about. What he talks about in his lives a lot is just grinding out the cold calls. I do 40, 50, 60 cold calls a day, sometimes an hour. I'm like, the more I do, the more meetings I'm going to land. Hell on earth, to say the least. And it was crazy. So I was doing that for months and months, really not even doing too much. My mindset was completely off. All I really cared about was the money. And really joining the program really shifted my whole perspective on everything, right? So not to jump too far ahead, I was spending too much time on things that didn't matter, just did not matter, like website, business cards, logo, incorporating your business, this, that, and it was just a waste of time. It's not, those things need to get done, but they're not on the top of the priority list, right? And so really I just spent a lot of time spinning my tires, just in the same spot, not gaining any traction, just spinning my tires. And about 4 or 5 months ago was when I started to see your boy Sebastian hop across my feed. And yeah, at first I was like, who's this? Just another one of them gurus, right? But the more I kind of started watching him, the more I trusted him. And it seemed like he knew more what he was talking about. And so, kind of like Brian commented, it took me a while to jump in the program. A while. And I think the biggest thing that pushed me was one of the first calls. I think it was the first call that I had with Brian. And at that point, I thought I was at a pretty good place with my sales and how to conduct meetings and my sales cycle and this and that. I hopped on that call and I couldn't have been more wrong. It was crazy. I'm sitting there, man, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, who is this guy right now? What's happening? Like, I'm just getting owned. Like, I jumped off that call literally feeling like shit. Like, feeling like, yo, I don't know nothing. I mean, I still don't know that much, but I'm a long ways from where I was. And that really, really did open my eyes. And knew I needed to join. And I had that mentality that I'm sure you guys get a lot, where it's like, oh, just let me get a few more clients. Once I get a few more clients, I'll hop on. We'll be rocking and rolling. I'll be able to hop in. But that thinking and that mindset is completely backwards. Because if what you're doing isn't getting you clients, then way to get more clients to help you get more clients in the program is just backwards. Because you're not going to get clients, right? And that's actually why it took me, initially after the first couple of calls with Brian, why it took me so long to join, because I was still kind of stubborn. I was like, no, like I can do this. I can get these clients. I'm good to go. I don't need help. And I did. So, yeah, it took me a while to jump into it and get it started. But once I did, it was crazy. The results and everything I realized that I was doing, like even like everything down to the simplest things like mindset, it was just completely off. And my prospecting methods were off. Even my sales cycle. Like I was kind of that cliche marketer, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are still stuck in, is that one call close, right? Trying to one call close people, just hop on that call and be like, yo, here's the deal. This is the best offer. If you sign in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to knock off another $500 for you. We're going to get you started. Once we hop off this call, the offer is gone. We're done. I'm never going to talk to you again, this and that, right? And so I went along that path for about 2 more months after kind of realizing it. I'll turn it back on. Yeah, for sure. Sorry about that, guys. And when I kept going on that path, sorry. And then I realized this isn't working. And the longer that I keep trying to figure it out myself, which I would have been able to some extent, but it would have taken me so much longer. Like I would still be in the same position that I was back in October, November, still just trying to just grind it out. You know, all I kept saying to myself is, oh, I just need more time. I just need to keep grinding. I'll learn this stuff. I'll get it. But the analogy I like to use is without a mentor or like without a clear path and a mentor, you're just kind of lost in a forest, right? And you're trying to find your way out of it. And with a mentor, they lay out that path for you and you just follow the same path that they've already taken people down. They've already trekked through it. It's all cleared out. You can just follow that path right to where you want to go. And I really decided, okay, something needs to change here. I'm sick of spinning my tires. I'm sick of week after week after week not closing, not getting the amount of meetings I want. And that's when I really decided to jump in.
Love it, brother. Love it. You mentioned a couple interesting things I want to hit on. You said first thing that stood out to me was how most people have the mindset of, I'm definitely going to get a mentor at some point. I'll have somebody help me, but let me get some clients first, and then I'll go and get a mentor. It's like if somebody is severely overweight and all they do is eat the worst foods you could possibly put in your system, and they don't know how to exercise, you don't say, well, I'm going to go and lose 150 pounds first, and then I'm going to go hire a personal trainer. Like, it doesn't work that way. And it's like what you also said about, no worries, about being in a forest. It's like, it really just comes down to, do you want to walk around the entire forest from front to back to side to side to side, north, south, east, west, all around town, and maybe someday find a way out of it? Or do you want like the map, like right here, you know? So yeah, man, you're looking at things in a much different way than you were before. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And dude, you also mentioned go ahead.
Yeah, one thing I really realized too, which is something that Brian was talking to me about before I joined the program, is that there's a lot of different levels to this game, right? There's different levels, and there's different, I mean, even you guys, you like, everyone has a mentor. Everyone has someone to guide them to that next stage in their business. And that's something, when he said that, it just really opened my eyes. And I'm like, he was brutally honest with me. He's like, man, you're on like level 0.5. Like, you ain't shit right now. Like, you really ain't.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Right? And he's like, really, we're not even on that high of level either. But the fastest and the quickest way to raise your level is to invest in something, and to invest in a proven solution, right?
100%, bro. You mentioned before that you had a mindset shift. You said your mindset in the beginning was all around money, and now you've changed a bit. Can you talk a little bit more about kind of what exactly happened there?
Cool. So one thing, and I still think about this to this day, and it boils down to, the more you want money, the more you need money, the harder it is to get it. It's a weird concept, but it's true. You have to literally and utterly disassociate yourself from the outcome of anything to really get results. And as well as genuinely care about your niche and your businesses. Like, for myself, I'm in a really, like, my industry, I love it. I'm passionate about it. I was actually a worker in it for years and years and years. So when I decided to go all in on it, I had this like deeper sense of wanting to help people, right? And actually wanting to help these business owners, because I saw firsthand where they were and how much they were struggling. So the biggest mindset change was definitely removing myself from the outcome and really not caring about the money. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably are starting this agency or starting this because you need money, and that's backwards thinking. It's completely backwards. To be brutally honest with you, if you need money right now and you're trying to start an agency, you need to go get a job. You need to go get a 9 to 5. You need to grind that out. You need to have something to pay your rent, pay your bills, and fund your business, because it's not free either, right? And
somebody's been learning.
Yeah, and you need to learn that. And the biggest things is, a lot of entrepreneurs aren't humble enough to do that. They're like, no, I've already quit my 9 to 5. I'm my own boss. I've never worked for anybody again. I don't like to take orders, this. But it's the longer you stay in that mindset, the harder it is. You're just digging yourself a hole, and it's going to be even harder to get yourself out of that hole the more time goes by. Right? We have like plenty of people in the program. Even my business partner, he works a part-time job as well as he's in university right now. So there's enough time in a day. You just have to really learn good time management skills to do this. And it really doesn't take, you don't need to be grinding 16 hours a day to be doing this. You don't. Yep. If you put your effort in the right places, it doesn't take much time.
100%, man. Spot freaking on, dude. That ego is what crushes so many people, man. It's sad to see sometimes. Cool, man. So before working with us, you were kind of just scrambled all over the place, doing a lot of the cold calls, just a lot of the typical stuff that people are doing, and seeing the same type of results that most people see. So talk to me and talk to everybody about kind of where you're at now. Like, you went from your agency being essentially not even really a hobby, being almost nothing, to where you're at now, bro. Give us the rundown. People want to know.
Love it. So everything's changed. Like I was saying at the beginning of the call, every aspect of my business has completely changed, down from mindset to my sales cycle, and down to selling, right? And Sebastian, he doesn't even like to call it selling. It's the art of effective communication. So being able to effectively communicate with these business owners and show them that their thinking is flawed too. One thing I've learned enormously is business owners ain't shit. They're really not.
Yeah.
Like, you can't let these business owners like be above you. You know, a lot of agency owners go in to these meetings like it's an interview of them, and that's backwards thinking, because all these business owners, they don't know their hands from their feet. They really don't. You start asking about their business, about certain aspects of it, and you're just like, well, why are you doing that? That doesn't even make sense, right? So it all kind of boils down to mindset. But where I'm at now is, you guys basically have given us a set roadmap, not only to have your pipeline full. Like, my pipeline right now, I think I have currently like 75 business owners at each stage in my pipeline, in my niche, right? And kind of to go back, one of the biggest things I was doing before was I wasn't niching down. So I was just a general marketing agency. I would take anybody, as well as going for the cliche ass niches: the gyms, the chiropractors, the real estate agents, the car salesmen, the restaurants. And the problem with that is the competition in this space it's not enormous, but there's enough of it. And that's where every bad marketer, every bad agency goes. They go for the chiropractors, they go for the gyms, they go for the restaurants, and it's 10 times harder to actually close these prospective clients, because they just hear bad pitches and bad offers all the time, right? So yeah, my pipeline's full. My mindset's completely changed. So when I'm hopping onto these calls, I'm no longer the beta. I'm no longer the guy who's trying to shine the owner's shoes, per se, if you will. And it's opposite, right? So I've been able to really increase my conversion rates, increase how many clients I'm getting, and really increase my work efficiency, right? Because again, I was spending too much time on shit that just didn't matter, right? And especially when you're trying to scale and get those first few clients, you need to be putting your effort and your time into the places that matter.
100%, man. 100%. Spot on, man. So let's talk a little bit more about, like, in terms of revenue and stuff like that, where your agency is at. So you've closed, I don't know what the exact number is, but so what's the total in retainers and deals you've closed so far?
Cool. So before I joined the program, I landed a few deals. Don't get me wrong. I was here and there. Before I joined the program, I made about 5K, maybe, give or take. But that was over the course of like 6-7 months. Like, that was nothing. That was peanuts. And so in the last month and a half, 2 months, I've basically been able to close just over 15K in deals to date. And it's been crazy, right? And I really see the clear path that I need to take to get to that 10K a month mark, that 20K month mark, and beyond. Really, my days are full of shit. Excuse my French. But I mean, every day I have like at least 5 to 7 meetings every day. And a lot of these people I don't even make offers to, because like I was saying before, business owners don't know what they're talking about. A lot of them just aren't even in the position to move forward. Right? Every business is at a different spot in their business. Every business has different goals. Some of them don't even want to double their revenue or 10x it, like most of you guys say. So yeah, I'm at a very, very different spot than I was before, making more money, have a clear purpose on why I'm doing it, and what needs to happen to get there.
Love it, man. Love it. What do you feel? We've talked somewhat about this, but I'm curious, like, what do you feel since coming into agency hypergrowth? What aspect of working with Brian and I and some of the coaches that we have on board, what do you feel have been maybe the biggest 1, 2, maybe 3 things that you feel really, really propelled you forward and changed the game for you, if you had to pick?
One thing, I think one of the biggest things is how it's structured, how the program's structured. It's not just, hey, watch these videos, go figure it out, like dissect them, try to really see what we're thinking. And that's the problem with most courses out there nowadays is it's just videos. And then when you have questions or you have concerns, what do? You can't really do much. You just rewatch them and try to figure it out yourself. But with agency hypergrowth, it's a really structured support system. So not only do they have the videos, not only do they have certain things in place, but they also do weekly calls. I think it's like 2 or 3 a week. As well as have access to these coaches. You have access to Sebastian, to Brian, on not only like business questions, but also mentality questions, right? Making sure you're in the right mental space, making sure you're getting shit done, and accountability, right? Because that's the biggest thing. If you're not accountable to anything except yourself, it gets easy to kind of lose it and lose your mindset. You're like, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow, or I can do it later on, or this or that. And the support system is just crazy. Secondly, you guys just really do know what you're talking about when it comes to effective communication, when it comes to prospecting. You have it figured out, right, to some extent. Obviously, you don't have it completely figured out, but it's crazy. I mean, like I said, before I joined, I thought I knew everything. I thought I had it all figured out. All I need to do is X, Y, Z, and I'm where I want to be. But as soon as I really jumped in, I'm like, I don't know anything. Like, I don't. I know, like, the business model, and that's it. And that's just not enough. It's really just not enough. And I think that's the biggest thing is just a support system. You guys really, you're not just blowing smoke up our ass. You guys really do know what to say, how to say it. And, yeah.
Cool, man. For sure. Yeah, dude, you're hitting on a lot of good points about where a lot of people are at right now in terms of their mindset and you know, where agency owners are thinking and stuff like that. Dude, tell everybody, because this is the funny part. I want you to explain how badly you didn't want to get into the program at first and how that transitioned into you actually coming on board.
Cool. So main thing was I can figure it out myself. I don't need a mentor. I don't. I'm smart enough. I've gone this far myself. I don't need one. Right? And one of the biggest pivotal points was hopping on that call with Brian. Really talking to him and realizing how he is just on a different level, just with everything. Right? And again, I was just stubborn. My ego got in the way. I mean, that's the biggest thing. I don't need it. I'm smart enough. I can do it myself. I'm a freaking god. But no, man. Hopped on it and I got pegged down to freaking peasant level. And like I honestly left that call. I'm like, my whole day was complete shit after that. I remember the day like it was yesterday. I'm like sitting at home just destroyed. I'm just not where I want to be. And at that point, I thought I was really starting to nail sales. And the biggest thing was I was going too much Grant Cardone sales, trying to go be that hard salesman, trying to hard close people. And it's 2019. People do not like to be closed like that. People do not like to be even talked to like that anymore, right? Pulling the classic lines like, "Oh, well, you should be grateful that your business is in a position where you can even invest. Not a lot of people. There's people in Africa starving, and you're over here investing, right?" And just exactly shit like that. And I didn't see a problem with that until I talked to Brian, and just from our first phone call, I just realized, like, I went home, I was feeling like shit, and I was like, hey, let's, instead of feeling like shit, let's like try to re-engineer this into what I need to say, how these calls need to be going. And I did that to some extent, but then I realized still, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are trying to do that, you watch Sebastian's lives, you watch Brian's lives, you go to their trainings, and you're like, okay, I can just figure this out for free. I got this. I'll just re-engineer this. I'll watch some of Sebastian's YouTube videos, which that's actually what I did right after I talked to Brian. I went and watched your deal there where you closed a solar guy. And I wrote down all the questions you asked him. I'm like, I got this now. Like, we're good. Went out, did the same shit, and still messed it up. Because it's not just what you say. It's how you say it. It's how you bring it up. It's how these questions and how these things come across in the calls that make the most difference. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are still in that position. You're like, I'm just going to back engineer this and I'll be good. But I did that for a bit, maybe like a month and a half, had a few calls, fucked up a few calls, didn't close anything, and started to realize, okay, maybe I need to rethink this. Maybe I need to reevaluate my mindset on once I get a few clients, I'll sign, because it's just completely backwards. Like, that's the biggest thing that gets me is how I was in that situation and how I just completely let my ego take over and just be like, nah, I'm good. Like, once I get a few clients, then we'll move forward. But there's different levels to this game, and you won't have the same problems that you do going from 0 to 10K a month, 0 to 20K a month, that you'll have when you're at 20K a month, right? So if what I was doing was working, I wouldn't need mentors. I wouldn't even need to hire them on after I got a few clients, because what I'm doing is working, right? So I really had to step back and analyze that and realize, okay, I need to rethink this. I need to really see the benefits in this instead of letting my ego get in the way, right? And I mean, I'm certain, like, I've really opened my eyes. Like, once I get to 20, 30K a month, like, I won't stop getting mentors, right? Like, your mentors has mentors. Like, your mentors has mentors, because there's just so many different levels to the game, and you can't do it yourself. You can, right? But it's going to take you 20 years. It's going to take you so much longer than it needs to, right? And I think one of the biggest things that really got me was I was talking to Sebastian like a couple days right before we hopped in, and he's like, man, you expect these business owners to invest 2, 3, 4, 5K a month with you a month for one contract, but you're not willing to invest in yourself. You see how backwards that thinking is? And I'm like, wow, yeah, I do, right? So
100%.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's funny, dude, because it's like it's hilarious, not hilarious in a comical way. It's just funny to see that people are just okay with that belief. It's like, I'm not investing in my business at all, very, very minimally. But I want somebody else to go and fork out like 10, 20K for a contract. It makes no sense, and that's why it doesn't happen for most people.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Big time, man. I'm just looking down at the comments here on the right. Cool. So we're going to wrap this up. Who has questions? We'll take some questions now. Robert says, this guy on the right half is sleep. Dude, I ain't sleeping, bro. I'm wide awake. I'm just looking down. That's why it looks like my eyes are covered, but I just got small little thin eyes. That's all it is. Wide awake.
Not that boring.
Exactly, dude. Jacked up, bro. Cool. Who has questions? We're gonna wrap this up in a minute or so. If you guys want to ask Jared anything about his journey, about anything really, we're on here to help you guys out and give you guys as much value and insight as possible. So ask away, guys. You get to drill Jared about his journey. You can ask me some questions, whatever you guys want to chat about.
Drill me, I'm waiting for it. Come on, guys.
Let's get it coming in, guys. Man, dude, my allergies are so bad today, bro. That's probably why I look asleep. For real.
It's because you're not walking here anymore.
I know.
You're just sitting here.
For real.
You're sitting here.
Yep. Who has questions, y'all? We'll give you guys another minute or so. Dowd says, Jared slapped me in the face. I'm guessing not literally. Probably figuratively.
I mean, if you need me to.
How long ago did you start your agency?
I started it 8-9 months ago, and I didn't hop into the program until a month and a half, 2 months ago. Yeah. Before I started my agency too, I was kind of hopping around to a lot of different things. I was doing affiliate marketing. I did some e-com. I started my personal brand, worked on that a little bit. Really just did a lot, right? And I realized that, hey, I need to hone in on one thing, right? 100%. It's kind of I saw a status Brian made, and it's like if your business, if one of your business isn't making $30K a month, you shouldn't be trying to make a second source of income.
Yep. Big time, man. People diversify because they want to say that they're diversifying to sound like they're doing some crazy cool stuff, but they really just can't get one thing to work, so they figure they might as well try as many things as possible at one time and give everything a shot.
A lot of the time I see that it's gurus or like YouTube personalities and online marketers and stuff like that say this stuff, and it's just kind of a game. It's just kind of their persona. It's like, hey, I've got like 8 different streams of income. Buy my course here for $200, and I'll teach you how to get your one business. It's a joke. There's a lot of noise in the industry. Big time, man.
Andrew asks, is cold calling or cold messaging still a tool that's used? So we don't do cold calling. That's something we don't teach at all. Cold messaging is something we do teach. Yep, 100%. But we show you how to drastically increase your conversion rates on cold messaging so that doesn't seem as cold. Can't pronounce the name. Dylan or something said, or Dilhan, if I got that right, says, do you have a specific niche?
Yes, I do. So obviously I'm not going to tell you guys which niche I'm in.
But the answer is yes.
Yeah, but the answer is yes. You definitely need to niche down.
Yep. Big time. Cool. Yeah, you can't scale without niching down, man. Impossible.
No, sir.
Cool. All right. Anybody have any last questions? We may hang out on here for another couple minutes or so. Let you guys get some questions in.
Yeah, I got a call in about 5 minutes here, so I got a few more
minutes. All right, we'll wrap up in a sec then. How do you get yourself into the right mindset for a meeting? It's all you, bro.
How do you get yourself? I don't know.
I'll tell you what. Jared probably would agree with this. You don't wait until you have a meeting to try and fix your mindset.
Exactly. Yeah,
you work on your mindset every single day, day in and day out, constantly sharpening your mind. Your mind is a tool, has to be sharpened every single day. That way, when it comes time to go and have meetings or go and do things that require a lot of mental energy and for you to be the best version of yourself, you're already in that space because it's day in and day out. It's not like you wake up every day and you don't do any type of mindset work. And only when you have a meeting, you decide, maybe I should get in the zone. No, it doesn't work that way. So that's the mindset stuff. And we help a ton with that. Cool.
Having a schedule too is very important.
Big time.
Meditating every morning, getting up at the same time. Like myself, I don't have a 9 to 5. This is all I do. So it's important. Like you got to wake up at the same time, work out, meditate, have a set schedule, and then jump into work. And yeah, there's no I'm about to hop on a meeting. Time to get into the zone. You're always in the zone.
Big time, bro. 100,000%. Cool. All right, y'all. This has been fun, dude. Thanks for taking your time. I know you got a bunch of calls, a bunch of leads in the pipeline, which is good.
For sure, man.
It's a good problem to have. Thanks for jumping on.
Y'all deserve it.
Peace.